How to sustain your habits. This is an easy way. I'm gonna break it down real simple for you. A lot of the times we create habits because we want to be better people. We want to be more productive, but then we do it for like a week or two, and then the habit it falls by the wayside, and we're reverting back to our old behavior. Okay, so this is what I've come up with different resources that I've been reading and listening to. Number one, how you sustain habits, and yes, I made notes because I will ramble, and I don't want to do that. You want to start small. That's the first thing that you want to do, because slow and steady wins the race. Small habits wins the race. You want to create habits that you can sustain. So stop adding 4 and 5 habits that you want to become at one time. That's too much. It takes a while to change you. Okay, God is not in a rush to change you. Please believe. I'm gonna give you an example. You want to make sure these habits are realistic. I placed an unrealistic expectation on myself for this page, this ministry page. God called me to do this, okay? And he also called me to write a book for women in the wilderness, a dry season with God before they enter the promised land, so they don't feel hopeless in the process. He told me to write a book. I released the book on December the 10th. So from like November the 29th to the 10th, that was like a 2-week span. I was posting every single day. Okay, I was putting on my stories and all of it, putting things on my stories, and it became overwhelming. It became very overwhelming, and to the point where I was like, I don't want to do this. This is too much, because I'm already having a post on my business page, because I'm a full-time entrepreneur and I'm trying to generate income. So I have to be consistent every day on social media to generate income. God, you got me doing this in ministry, and then I'm over here trying to make some money. This is too much for me. And it took ChatGPT. Y'all start using ChatGPT to run your life as your personal assistant or as your therapist. I'm telling you, it works. Tell ChatGPT your problems and what can you do about those problems. They're gonna give you a solution. ChatGPT put me in check. They basically said, do you have are you placing unrealistic expectations on yourself? Because God will give you the grace to complete the task he's giving you in your ministry. And so maybe it's you, not him. So number 2 is to how to sustain habits is you want to know your why. Why are you wanting to create this habit for yourself? Okay, what are you wanting to do it for? Instead of just wanting to work out to look better, to have better dating prospects, or to be pleased with your image in the mirror. Instead, you want to say, I want to honor God with the vessel that he's given me by taking care of my body. I want to be known for someone who takes pride in taking care of myself. Okay, so number 2, know your why. My why for this channel is to reach the young lady that is in the wilderness season, who is having some self-doubt if she heard God correctly in regards to the promises that he's given her, because it's taking so long for the promises to come to pass. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Is this my why for this channel is also for the young lady that's feeling discouraged in the wilderness. She's feeling lonely. She's feeling without. That's my why. That's what's going to keep me going, so I can sustain the habit of the calling God placed on my life for this ministry to help you. Number 3, change your language. This is a big one. Change your language. The devil knows how to attack you because you're always saying it out of your mouth. That's how he knows how to attack you guys. Okay, so instead of me saying, I'm not a morning person, I'm a night owl, I'm just not a morning person, I say, I'm going to wake up at 9:30 a.m. on weekdays because I got things to get done, and the early bird gets the worm, not the procrastinator. Now, check this out. You see how in number 3, which is change your language, I combined number 1. I started small by saying, I'm only going to get up at 9:30 a.m. on weekdays. And then I know my why from number 2, because I have things to get done, and the early bird gets the worm, not the procrastinator. Okay, so change your language. Stop speaking against your habit of what you want to become. Okay, so number 4 is you want to plan ahead. You want to break down your goal. This habit that you want to break it down into actionable steps. So you need to plan ahead. All right, writing things down. All right, if you have goals, write them down. There is power in writing things down. Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, write it down on the tablet and make it plain, y'all. It's powerful when you do that. Okay, things actually start to manifest in the physical and become true. Will everything you wrote down come true? Maybe not, and maybe not in the time frame that you're putting it on, but I promise you it works. Okay, all right, and you are breaking things down by doing your research. So let me give you an example. I have a goal to cut my hair. Okay, I want to cut my hair before the year is out. I only got 2 weeks left. All right, so I pulled out the Bible and I looked for verses centered around cutting your hair, and then boom, I came across this verse about cutting your hair. It's 2 Samuel 14:26. And when he pulled his head, for it was at the year's end that he pulled it, because which is cut. This is the KJV version, y'all. Because his hair was heavy on him, therefore he cut it. He weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels after the king's weight. So 200 shekels is like $55 and I think 51 cents. So what I did was I was at Walmart shopping for some things, and I was just like, I think I want Smart Style to cut my hair. You know, somebody cheap, simple, quick, whatever. So I'm walking past her trying to look at what kind of haircut specials they have, and a young lady stopped me who works in there, and I told her what I wanted, and she said, well, that's probably going to be about $57, which is closer to 55. So I just thought that was kind of funny. But I wrote it down. I wrote down that verse. Okay, use the word of God to your advantage. Whatever you're seeking, whatever you want to come true, find a Bible verse that's centered around that, guys, and write it down. Put yourself in the verse. I'm telling you, it's powerful. So I wrote it down, then I broke it down into actionable steps by going to Walmart to see how much it was going to cost. Okay. And I'm planning ahead to get this done before the end of the year. Okay, so get you a planner, sis. Get you a planner and write down your weekly goals, your monthly goals, because I know the new year is coming. So there's that. Also, another thing I want to point out is a lot of these things that I'm telling you I learned from this book right here. I'm not done yet reading it. I'm still reading it, but I've learned so much because in here he talks about how you create small habits. Break your habits down. Stop trying to kill yourself with a bunch of habits, okay? And then also he talks about number 5. Number 5 is reward yourself, okay? So I squeeze fresh pressed juice. I try to every week ahead of time, okay? And I reward myself after I work out, okay? And then guess what? I have this habit that I want to get up at 9:30 a.m. every day, and I want to spend time with God. For me, it's not always easy for me to spend time with God. I'm just going to keep it real. But I know it is necessary, okay? Because I have to stay close to him while I am in the wilderness season, okay? And so how I reward myself from spending that adequate time with him is when I get done and I go work out, I'm making sure I watch something that's comforting to me. Okay, not something that's too crazy, but I try to watch something that's comforting to me, and that's my reward. When I get done working out, I got another reward. I'm either finna drink some fresh pressed watermelon juice with lime and ginger, or I'm finna drink one of my green juices, and they're really good to hydrate myself. Okay, make sure you're finding healthy rewards after you're completing these habits, and this is also good for people who have ADHD. Like myself. All right, it's not always going to be easy, but it is necessary, guys. Okay, when it comes down to these habits. That's all I got. I hope everything is everything with everybody, and go help somebody. Peace.